Hi, Warriors. PPI hotter than expected, just like the CPI earlier in the week. And earlier in the week, I said this was the most important chart because I was looking for higher yields. A lot of people were looking for an upside breakout out of this bull flag, and I was on the other side. And here's your daily now. So this is where it failed. I talked about it traveling back down towards 90 as a target. That would still be within the formation, and that also would be closer to 50%, which we did not achieve um, at this last level down here. Also, 10-year over a pretty important area. 420 was a line in the sand, and look at this,
Incredible.
428. Okay, so we're going to take out these highs. We never got to 50% here either. 439 will do it. Maybe it gets even a little more extreme at 453. Um, from the 103.80 level short last week in the dollar, I've been pleading and directing people to take partial profits on this decline because this could happen. And finally, the euro is caving. I said we trade maybe around here, 108.40 before we get a bounce. We're a day away from that. Now, if the Dixie negates the breakout and we start closing over 103.80, that changes the ball game. And let me say something about numbers at work. They can work more than once if it was a breakdown and then 103.80 is taken out on the upside. That negates it and that changes the picture. And then I think we're talking about, 105.80, 106.
Wow.
Stronger dollar rally than most people would think. So that's your key area on the dollar now, 103.80. I look at USD CAD, and CAD looks like it's going to definitely challenge these highs up here. A lot of people look at USD CAD going up as being a proxy for the VIX.
I've learned a few things. I know. I actually use that. I don't know much, but I watch it.
Okay, so
Tim
I
trades
actually,
the dollar JPY a lot. He uses that for a.
yeah, that I still believe is a top. There's going to be a rally to sell during this dollar rally, but USD CAD I think is going to trade above 136, maybe 137 up here, maybe 138 back up at the highs. So Mike brought up the yen. I talked about be patient. We had that big break last week down here. To me, I believe this is a top. Now it's a matter of finessing and executing a good entry. I'm thinking between 49 and 49.50 in the next several days, being wrong over the high at 150.80 like everyone else. Yesterday, the metals ignored yields moving higher. I guess threats of nuclear war, Trump interest rates. But I do believe even if we have another push up here and trade 2,200 or so, that you should be patient for add-ons for at least break towards 2090. Silver holding up even better. Gold silver ratio peaked. And even if we go to 25.50 or so, I think we'll be able to buy a test of the breakout here at 23 and a half. And even the S&Ps are showing some signs of that we might be putting in a short-term correction. That's a pretty negative candle. Uh, I don't know what caused the blow off in the Dow, which I think has topped now that it cleaned all the stops out. What was the Dow stock that really did this, Mike?
Probably, I guess, Boeing.
Boeing, okay. So big blow off. Look at that wick. Um, Light a candle up here at the top of the wick and watch it burn because this might be the high in the Dow here.
You know what they're running to today, though, Coach, which is obviously a little bit defensive. Look at Microsoft and Apple; those are the two strongest one today, and that's where they're
Yeah,
going into safety. Look at
I
Microsoft.
I love it because I mean we start closing over here. I'm going to have a chance at shorted at the breakdown at 180.
Touche.
So I did cover shorts down here
Great.
just
One of
because
the
I
better
had
trades
a
of the year. The
I had
problem.
a headache. And everyone was talking 160, 160 all over CNBC. I go, oh man, I have too much company. I'm just going to book it.
We're saying
Um,
155. And
yeah,
and those are long price targets for me. I'm not that, so bravo.
yeah. So anyway, that's really it. Dollar up, yields heading higher. That's not, I think the market was pretty wrong-footed. We have the Fed next week. I expect some dot plots to change. Maybe they'll just use some whiteout to eliminate some of the cuts that the market had anticipated were going to happen. And Mike, I talked to a guy today. His name is what's Jamie's last name? But he works for Reuters, and he made a very good point that if the Fed is going to cut, they have to do it by June. Because I said, a lot of people say that um, Paul is going to try and help Biden get elected, even though he is a Republican. Okay, but remember when President Trump was threatening Powell to fire him so he probably doesn't have any love lost for him. Um, so uh, there may be, someone made a call, I don't know, about 3 weeks ago. I forgot the big fund said no cuts this year. So we'll see what happens. I think that Powell, after these last two numbers, is going to have to flip again from Dr. Jekyll to Mr. Hyde next week, and we'll see what happens. But that pretty much covers. Feels good when everything you've been forecasting and trading, and you're in the zone. It's almost like an athlete being in a peak performing state. Doesn't happen often, but feels good when it does.
I feel in a similar way, and it's not how we're doing it. It's not really what we're doing. It's how we're doing it. You want it's not you don't want to be. I know the cliches. You'd rather be lucky than good. It is the truth, but it's good when everything comes to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
because this trading, there's so many times you can do the right thing and build up, and just and this is the way of trading. Be careful. That's why I always say focus. And
And I'm real
one
excited for
slip up can
people.
cost you five good trades. It's the way it is.
Cost you a year. Okay. And I'm real excited for the people that were skeptical or possibly blew out at the bottom in the minors, that they're going to have nice entries coming up in the next few weeks, nice retracements to buy. Okay. This is counter trend in gold. In fact, the dollar could take out its previous high. Gold will not take out its prior low, either will silver. But this dollar rally will create some type of fib retracement move in all the miners, including Newmont. I think last week I thought we could go to 32. But, even the silvers, they had a great run, but maybe you could buy SILJ here at 860 in the coming weeks.
Ouch, that would
And
be
it's a better buy. You know why? Because here was a theory, okay, divergence and everything to get long. Now you have a low in place. So on a pullback, you now have a frame of reference to determine your risk on the trade on all of these. AG, same thing, all of these.
the theory became.
This one was a rocket ship.
You're saying your theory became confirmation now.
Yeah.
Well
Now
put. That's
and
really
a very powerful first wave. I mean,
well,
one
I'm in.
four.
Listen, you know where I
Yeah,
am.
yeah, you're in. You added more yesterday, I think.
No, no. Hold on. When I said blah,
What-
listen. Let me give you the vernacular. When you were saying I take partials and silver,
Yeah,
it's like me. I went blah, not like blah. Not I'm like blah. Like I know I should, but uh,
blah.
yeah, that's why I say blah. That's my nephew said. He's freaking 12. He goes blah, and blah means
Uh,
I know I should, but I'm ignoring you.
I know
So
you did. All right.
that's what
Anyway,
it meant.
all right. So what's holding up in this high yield and higher yield environment, bro? And what's suffering? So I'm gonna stop sharing and turn it over to you. And what do you think of the shirt, man? I'm
Yours,
an urban cowboy.
I think you have one that's in white stencil, and one in red. Did you get a 2-for-1 deal?
No, this is a cowboy shirt.
And what's the other one with white that you wore for the nice?
Oh, well, It's just it's a shirt that has that design, the white things on it, and I went back to a party in Chicago with my stuck-up high school friends
I
about
heard
10,
this.
and some guy came up to me and said, "Hey Dale, I like that shirt. It looks like you're a waiter at a Mexican restaurant."
All right.
So I said, "Well, what could I get you?"
So
Anyway, what are you looking at here?
this is what I'm going to change. Share screen, Mike V, right here. Okay. Stock that we highlighted for a couple of times. If I mean, I don't know how many times I said it with the option action that option activity that was in hood. Actually, a shorted hood at the top here today. 1905 covered some 18. Now I'm out of it. No, it's hood. Number two, an option for opened up 20 hood and
Yeah,
sound. And I'll go back to TGH. Don't look about where it is now. Look at where it was this morning. It was basically at 1050 and it
yeah.
closed at 850. And let me just go
It's
to
not
something.
closed, but that's a nice pullback. I see the uranium stocks. We were right about that. There was pretty good downside in all of them. Even the little ones finally caved. They're going to be good buying opportunities as well, I think. But they're all coming off pretty good.
I just bought some Marvell. All right, live trading, Mike V. Just bought some Marvell at the gap here. Right here. That's where I bought it. Marvell. I mean, 80. I'm not gonna. I don't think it's going back to 85, but the rest of the techs are acting well. ARM is positive. Avago, which is broad semi is actually positive on the day still. Amazon's positive. I said Google, Microsoft, Apple. I bought a little bit Marvell here. Do I think it's going back like I said to 75? But I like the gap. I think it's overdone. 65 is a strike price. I'll go right here. Where did I buy it? As a matter of fact, hold on. Mike V live trading. You
Is
share
Southwest still tanking? You caught that short
quite
the other
yeah.
day.
And let me I have to go back to TGH a second because you know what? It's about there's always another trade, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Hold on a second, because you know what? We were a little bit late today because my computer went down. That's how freaking active I am.
And this pullback in Freeport is really not much. They're still good to be bought on breaks, the copper stocks.
That's very important, by the way, that you're saying that as well as I try to get, and that's where I am majority. Okay, let me just go to TGH for a second. And like I always end some of the videos, I promise I'll do it a bit. Short Intel. Intel was my short, and I took it off this morning. Intel. How could you not be short this? This was the daily.
Yeah.
This was a beautiful short. This was the close last night right here.
Yeah.
There's the volume.
Yeah.
I took
Doesn't look
Intel
good.
off this morning. It was today. 1 minute, I'll go to today. It opened where? Uh, yeah, I took Intel off. It worked. So Intel I had
Nice.
short. Uh, what else did I do? I'm sorry. Oh, I want to point out another thing. McDonald's.
Yeah.
Let me go back to TGH a second, okay? And what do we always say? So listen, you have to have some sort of system, if you will. Sometimes the whole thing is, I know I'm not going to go 10 for 10. I know I'm not going to go 8 for 10. I'm probably not going to go 6 for 10. That means with my overnights. It's the ones that work, you like going, getting out of the ones that you can identify that don't work, that do not work right away. What do we always say in TGH? What the early money is for the rookies and the late money is for the pros. So here I was 20 hours ago, which basically was 350, 350. McDonald pulled back volume. Okay.
Remember I talked about that top when they raised prices?
I don't post it a lot, but you gotta be when I'm saying McDonald's, especially when everything is going on. Here's the
Yeah.
chart of McDonald's. McDonald's closed late with huge volume, more volume it's done a month and a half, broke the
Yeah.
200-day on late volume, and it worked.
Yeah. Nice.
Sometimes you got to try it. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It was basically so. I mean, the rotation was proper, and I know you're getting sick of the word, but I mean, it worked. What else? You asked about the Boeing short. This, I mean, what was so hard about this? It was basically McDonald's right here. LUV.
Yeah. That's the one.
It was clear. The volume it broke. By the way, the market it has been a market where both have been both sides have been working. How about I can't believe I didn't take these things, the solar stocks. Where's SEDG? And they're all grouped together. I'll get together in my screen. Hold on. It doesn't look, the ENPH
Sideways.
broke down.
Yeah.
Let's look at Run. I mean, Run was the one that told you. There's Run. The market's going, yeah, the market's breaking open. Well,
God, I was going to take out the October
this is
lows.
the SPY, and this is Run. This is
Yeah.
CSIQ. Every other tan is the sector. So they're taking those down.
This is the most negative charts in our session of charts you're showing that look negative in quite some time.
How about this one? Like again, Dollar Tree. It worked.
Yeah.
And you know
Is
what?
this the
Dollar
one
Tree
where
did?
they're closing 1,000 stores, or is that another dollar store?
I'm
They're
not sure. Listen,
they're talking about closed because they're worried people will shop there for their food and stuff, but it is has dollar in its name.
well, Coach, like I said in yesterday's video, here's Dollar Tree,
It
and
must be Dollar Tree.
here's William Sonoma. They'd
Yeah.
rather pay $20 for a wooden spoon
Right.
than a pack of plastic 100 forks, 100
Right.
spoons for $1. That's what it's saying, literally.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
I digress. All right,
Okay.
China stocks. This was the hottest stock on the board yesterday, breaking out. FUTU. You want to take a China stock that looked good? 65. It gave $10 back. Some of them don't work. BABA. Let's see what it's doing after the nice run. Looking great. Now it's basically 50-50 what it's going to do. It could very easily break. I know there's technical support. JD was the first one to lead off the bottom with decent earnings. As I said, that one's hanging in there. So another one. Big Sporting Goods reported today. Just the Williams Sonoma of sporting goods, if you will. There's Dick Sporting Goods.
Yeah.
All right. Had option flow. I actually shorted it nicely at the top today. I'm not going to lie, made good money in it. There's my V all around 220. Fact. Covering it at 211. I made $9 in it near the low. Fact, I really did. Made $9 in it. Now it's steadying. It could very easily break, just like the rest of them is still going down. A&F. Well, actually, that went up a little bit. I shorted Onion. Onion had a move. And the other shoe sector goes with Skechers and Nike. It's a brand. Went from 27 to 33 on earnings in 3 days. I'm not saying just like the Marvell trade. It's going back to 27 to 32. But when Dick's Sporting Goods stores was up a gazillion, 20%, 18%, this was negative. Onion. So I don't think it's going to go back to the 200-day, but I did short it nicely. I was shorted, I believe, from overnight. Yeah, I actually made money in the stock somehow, but I was shorted Onion. So it came in a little bit. So let me go back to my main screen. Here's my main screen.
What are some of these positions being backed up by option sweeps, puts?
Oh, Bitcoin, I could have been somebody. I took it off. I took off all the Bitcoin.
You have a blank screen up right now.
I took all the Bitcoin off right here. 60.
Well, you're not showing anything. Oh, there you go. All right. GBTC. Okay.
Nevada, there's SMCI.
I think in Bitcoin's going back to under 40,000.
That's fair. Bitcoin, Marvell, I'm still in it. I think I bought more. I did buy more. I did buy a little bit more Marvell. Buy 800 more Marvell. Okay, Amazon, Meta. This is the time. Listen, this VST, Exxon.
Oil's strong. Yeah. Oil's strong today.
Is near the high. The VXX is at the high. It's up a lot, by the way. As Google and Microsoft are at the high. The XBI, by the way, which I brought up a gazillion. I shouldn't say that. I brought
Home
up
builders or BIOS.
XBI broke the channel, and I want to bring up. Speaking of builders, this is Lennar. Lennar, that's the breed.
Oh wow.
I don't know. Oh, by the way, it's not like
yields, bro, yields. Home builders don't like higher yields, but it's probably a break to buy, just like I think TLT will be a break to buy. So, these are tactical moves right here that we're seeing. I think a lot of counter trend stuff.
CELH, the beverage stock that went from 50, doubled after earnings to 100. Okay, it finally, well, actually, it didn't stop people out at 99. Still has a $6 range. You would probably think it's a short if it closes down here. But there's a lot of stocks with range, price action, and volume. Disney. All right, there it is, Disney now. It's broken. It's, maybe it's breaking a little bit. Might go to the gap at 100. So
Yeah,
maybe it looks that
yeah,
way. It's just
it would.
outside the box thinking.
Yep.
Uh, what else do we have here, Coach? Target. All right, giving some back now. All of a sudden, that's down $12 since it came in. Walmart gave back a little. There's probably there's rotation. That's all.
Let's see what one of the uranium stocks,
I don't.
CCJ, is up a little bit today. I don't know if that's going to hold it. I don't know. It was a nice sell-off.
RNA, I shorted. I'm still shorted. RNA.
Okay.
I haven't been doing these type of shorts, Coach. These type of capitulatory tops where the
Yeah.
RSI was at a 10-year high.
Yeah, you
And
can't.
it went right back up here to like 25.60. I shorted a bunch of it. So I just covered it before I came on. It went to 24.88. So started shorting at 25.88, covered some here at 25.90, whatever it is. You know what I mean? It's a stock that's out of control. I don't have a lot. I'm playing volatility. Newmont's still positive. Alcoa, let's look at your FCX. What are we going to do with this, Coach? Where's our entry point? You're right yesterday. Alcoa, I'm in.
Hmm.
Alcoa, I'm still stuck in. Alcoa is now my FCX that I think eventually start to building a base here, and is the next move in the metals. By the way, I think that could come nicely. Some calls coming in.
Okay.
CENX, Century Aluminum. I know Alcoa does a little bit more than aluminum, but CNX is acting a lot better than Alcoa. I should be buying this on the dipper, but I did see some calls coming in Alcoa. I have the moving average is a little bit of support. I get the 30 strike price is a little bit support. So I think. So I'm not adding more to it here. I just think there's a little bit. My price is like, I'll show you. It's settings, show position info. I have 14,000 from 30 and a half. I did make money it nicely from yesterday. So I'm at 30 and a half. Yesterday's high was 31.30. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not going to add to it, but hopefully it builds a base here, keeps going up as Newmont and the other ones start to build a base. So that's one of the positions I'm down at the moment. Path had big range. Path, which was a software company, 25 to 22, huge range, huge volume.
Yeah, it's an
Went
ugly
from
chart.
bullish, went from a bullish
There's
chart.
a textbook head and shoulders top.
There you go. So it's in the range, it's in the
Yep.
channel. It's very
Yep.
clear. Here's the channel. 25.30. Boom, boom, boom.
Pattern recognition.
25.40. And here's the channel right here.
Yeah.
22.14 even hit the channel. So you may not think it's going anywhere. Maybe you think it's going back to the 50-day. I don't know. The trade's kind of over. MU is taking some call. Intel still acting weak. I mean, that still has a hangover from I think the US canceled a $5 billion, $20 billion plan for semi chips the other day. There's the weekly draw the line. There's the daily draw the line. I don't know. It's not a barn burner, but I still think it's safe. Square hit a year high yesterday. Everybody thought it was going to go to 100. Yesterday was 82. Now it's pulling back from it broke a new high for Square.
Yeah.
But AFRM, which is in the sector, is having tremendous amount of puts today, breaking down huge range and volume.
Yeah.
So another bifurcated sector. PayPal, which does the same as Square. Everybody hopped on the PayPal trade yesterday. Did the pair trade. Just because Square was hitting new highs, everybody said, okay, PayPal's due. So what do? Buy Square or PayPal? I'm not in PayPal. I don't like it. Bitcoin, let's look at coin, gave a lot back. Mara, I said that they're selling the miners. I said yesterday on yesterday's video.
I heard it.
Bitcoin was 64,000. It's what, 72,000? This is where Mara was when Bitcoin was 64,000. Believe me, I was shorted. Now Bitcoin is 672,000. Here's Mara. And here's CLSK.
Well, the halving puts pressure on the miners because their production costs remain the same and they only get half of the amount of Bitcoin they did previously to the halving.
Yeah.
Their utility bills for running their CPUs and everything, that doesn't change.
But actually, a lot agree that it actually makes your energy bills more, but it actually
Yeah.
makes it less.
Yeah. Okay.
Schlumberger. Listen, here's my screen. Mike V. What rotation? What's next? Here it is. Big cap tech. They're still going to oil. Schlumberger. It's no surprise. I'm in it. I've been pretty. I mean, I don't
That
have.
looks pretty good.
I mean, I don't have a lot of it. I have enough to know that it was going up. I think I have like 2,000 shares in the fund from 51. All right. Devon Energy. I was shorted. I got to be a wise guy at the 200. I shorted the 200 day a couple of days ago because I thought, I tried to, and it got me. Now it's sitting above the 200 day bullish, taking calls. That's it. Target. You see the Dow stocks. Coaches asking about Dow stocks. There's 3M, Target, Lennar still down 7. Carvana's giving it all back now. Now this looks, all the shorts probably out of it. Still's got a gap. Now it's rolling over a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not in it. That's all.
Okay. Nice rundown.
Citibank was
Show me
everybody.
wrap it up with a biotech. Show me a biotech.
A biotech.
Is that Citi you just had up there?
Yeah, Citibank was breaking. Citibank was pulling a square. Was breaking
Yeah.
out the new highs yesterday, just like Square
That's
was.
a 3 drive if I've ever seen one, or at least a 2. So anyway, it depends on you change the time frames. But look at that glaring divergence. I'd be out of financials till the bonds bottom.
I'm going to tell you, there's the big daddy. It's
Yeah.
taking calls, but it just can't spring through that 400.
Yeah, because it wants 350.
Well, I'm saying, Coach, and this is this. It doesn't matter what stock it is. It's this stock feels, and we'll look at the other ones. J.P.
That looks like
Morgan.
distribution, man.
I'm going to tell you, the longer that it's. By the way, S is another S. I meant to put up GS, but I'm typing so fastly, missed the G. That's all. Spring. But S had news. One in the cybersecurity sector. Keep a move on it. Range volume. But Goldman. My point being is the longer it doesn't take out that 400, the longer you're in trouble. Which I'm not saying it's going to 350, but you're sitting on this thing and you're waiting. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like distribution to me,
It is.
I've seen this, and then they have some news and it gaps above all the resistance, but
Well, that's what was
that's
happening
not.
the whole way up.
Look how much time they're giving people to buy that thing.
Coach, this is strong.
Anyway, yeah,
UVIX, I saw calls go off. Where is this rat? UVX. Let's see this. All right. So this is UVIX. I saw a little bit of calls. It's resting. Here's the market. You know what this is? This is Bitcoin. This is what this is right now. And I don't say there's always something that's Bitcoin. It's Chop Fest.
okay. Well, you had the chops today, man.
I always have.
You talked longer than I did.
I need listen. I gotta go. I'm taking Tony P for a walk on. It's nice. Finally, listen, my screen here. 58 degrees and sunny.
Oh God, you could put the top down.
I don't have a convertible. Believe me. If
I
could
used to in Chicago when it got to 50. I'd put the top down, windows up, heater on.
No, I don't. There's Marvell. There's the bottom. There we go. I would never put up get a convertible. Everybody sees you. I would if I could be invisible. That'd be my one thing. I'd be a pod. I'd just go from place to place. But getting out of breath, I'm a little out of breath. I'm gonna
I'm pretty shy too, Mike.
What's that?
I'm pretty shy.
Yeah, that's right. In a Gemini. I never met a shy Gemini. Let's go to option flow. Okay. Let's do the right thing and put our opinions aside and see what they're doing in option flow. We'll leave it there because this was a hell of a good. I was excited to do this, and especially to point out the late money and something like McDonald's that worked. You know what I mean? That's a good. It's just it's about the store. It's more about the trade, not that it's a $200 stock. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is a sign of a chop fest when the Jesus feed is giving a picture of his dog. That happens maybe once, I don't know how long. That means chop fest. Okay. So Roblox bullish, beyond.
I saw that little video that you did with Tony P on the time change. Pretty cool.
Oh, that was nice. Believe me, Tony P. He's sitting right here. He's ready to go out for a walk.
He's not modest though. The way he was laying on his back, showing everything.
Here's something to listen. You can break down any way you want about this, but I think this is a pretty fair statement about the market. Lennar, earnings conference call, no macro environment remains strong. We get it. So it's a pullback yet. So far, it's a pullback, not a complete top, but affordability is still a limiting factor. All right.
Anyone who listened to us has avoided the nightmare in Tesla.
There it is.
They've avoided that nightmare for a long time.
They're
I
still
told people
buying
to get
puts.
out of Tesla $80 ago.
They're all buying puts. Listen, this is, you know what, coach? These
150.
algos, they
Buy it
short,
at 150.
they buy higher
Yeah.
and they short lower.
Yeah.
My Lord.
150 could be there by Monday.
And you know what? I saw Riven was taking calls today. I don't know what they're doing with this. Riven. You know what I think? I think about Tesla. Watch yesterday's video, but I just think with Solar City out and SpaceX is out and the EVs are not acting as well. I think with Tesla, you're betting more about demand now, more about the products of the future. Unless something comes out binary, and and him taking the hit with X or buying Twitter, I think you're betting more on an individual than maybe more on products. No. What is that? They asked, did I say something religious? You're not saying it. What happened? Or political?
He is, yes. That's a problem. He should be a businessman and get more government aid. Anyway, is that a wrap, Mike? Or are we going to
Marvell.
turn this into a mini
Take a Marvell.
series?
I got to take some Marvell off here. Take some lunch money. Pay some Tony's kibbles. All right, we took some Marvell up here. That's right. Nice trade. Now, what do we do on Marvell? The low on Marvell was 65.28. That's the line. The gap is right there, literally. And that was my last buy. 65.32. Now it's 66. I don't know if it's going back to 70. I'll hold it. Next, what are you going to do? That's what we
All
do
right.
here.
Well, we're all like boxers, and you can't get into the ring without expecting to get hit. But what's important is that you have the endurance to go the distance and you get back up
Coach,
after you're
we're all
hit.
going to get hit. It's a matter of
Yeah.
how you get
Yeah.
up.
How can you get in the ring and not get hit?
Oh, you got to get
It's
hit.
unrealistic to
I,
even
it,
think that.
it's in the Bronx Tale. Everybody's got to take a beating every once in a while. It's
Yeah.
true.
It builds character.
It does.
And it's made us quite a couple of characters. So are we wrapping it here?
If you want to leave everything, yeah. Listen,
Okay.
IWM, ANET. This is why I like Marvell. I told you this before. ANET, some of these semis were positive still. ANET is, ANET, that's a semi. It's Broadcom. So this is still hanging in there. They could have crushed it.
Blank screen.
Right here, ANET. I wouldn't short this with Madoff's money. Micron taking calls. Did this bounce at all?
No.
No. Next. You got to take the ones that are bouncing. Do I have a biotech? Yeah, I'm down in one. I don't want to bring it up. Don't worry about it. It's a biotech. It's a bio. I can't even watch it. Matter of fact, I'm going to create a separate fund, a separate little fund that I can just put some lot of biotechs in, so I don't have to watch these things every day. Drive me nuts. You know what I mean?
Okay. So I think we've covered every stock listed on the NYSE today.
Okay. If anybody has any questions, if I missed one, let me know. Here are the earnings after the close tonight. Best of breeds across the board. Again, there's going to be pin action. Adobe, Animal, Ulta, best of breed, PD, sexy, WPM, the old Silver Wheaton, the silver metal. That's going to move something. So there's not many. Actually, I overjumped it, but some sexy ones we could play. Definitely Adobe, Ulta, Blink, PD. WPM, any small little ones that I could try to corner the market in? No, we're kidding. And here's the screen that we'll leave it off as Coach and I leave off. And this is the most important thing. If I were to sign off, most active stocks right here. Sound already has 151 million. Normally it does 77. 100 already has 200% of its volume. The high is 10, the low is 755. Range, price, action, volume. And I don't know where it's going, but it's giving it to you. That's what we're here to take money out of the market now. Done.
Don't just count your pips, count your blessings. See everyone in the room.
Cheers.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Coach.